Principle 3. The principle of community building. Release yourself from the need to be understood. Besides food, the most demanding need of everyone is the desire to be understood. When you are understood, you feel heard, loved, accepted, and honored. To be understood makes you feel that you are receiving the needed attention and care. As a child, you were taught to feel that it is the right thing to be understood or need attention. Parents feel happy when their children need them, so children are encouraged to do so. This unnatural demand is the cause for the greater part of your woes in this world. Nature's principle of understanding. Nature or God, or whatever you choose to call it, did not create you to be understood. You are not meant to be understood, and such an expectation keeps you in bondage. Nature did not create you to be readable. If you were, you would lose the magic and the mystery, and that would end the exploration and adventure of life. For example, if you can predict your every move and the every move of others, you will soon be bored with yourself and with life. Nature created you a complex and mysterious being, too mysterious to be understood. As children, you needed the attention that understanding brings. The natural way of growth is to successfully release that need. The need to be understood is an indication of a person who has not grown. People can understand you based on their own history, but such understanding can never be comprehensive. To understand someone is to stand under the person's history, and this is not possible to do with someone else's history. It requires that you understand where the person was conceived, where he grew up, the schools he attended, the religion he belonged to, the friends he had, and the problems he has been through. The list is endless, and it is an impossible riddle to solve. Man is a complex summation of histories. The truth is that you do not know and understand yourself fully. How can you expect that someone else will understand you? There may have been times you sought to explain yourself regarding an issue and you could not find the words to do so. Then the other person expressed what you were trying to say, and you agreed that the other person had explained your thoughts better. This is an indication that you do not know or understand yourself completely. In fact, even if you do understand yourself in a specific instance, you do not always have the exact words or language to verbalize that understanding perfectly. So even if someone understands you, how can you expect that they will find the appropriate words to explain their understanding? You are too mysterious and complex to understand yourself completely. This mystery and complexity speaks of the beauty, magic, and wonderment of your life. For example, after 20 years of marriage, a spouse realizes that he suddenly does not understand his partner. This should not come as a surprise because in each moment we are unfolding something more of ourselves. 5 people returned from the safari where they had had a great time. Asked how they enjoyed it, one spoke about the smell of the forest grounds and the smell of the flowers. Another spoke about the beautiful colors of the flowers, birds and animals. Another spoke about the melodious sounds of the birds and cooing sounds of the forest animals. Yet another spoke about the exotic taste of the rare fruits. And the last spoke about the ambience of the forest atmosphere. These people, like everyone else, were operating from their senses of smell, sight, sound, taste, and feel, respectively. Most people operate largely from 1 or 2 senses only. Few, however, are full multisensory. Thus, a woman who is dominant in hearing may appreciate the latest car her husband bought for her, but will still feel unloved until she hears him say, "I love you." Each person is a complex energy field that processes information in complex ways, and most people have only 1 or 2 dominant sense or 2 for processing data. The rest of their senses are minor. The roles of all of these senses change with time and with the issues at hand. It is too complex to analyze and appreciate fully. Participate in the magic of just being able to communicate intelligibly with another person. To be happy and free, release yourself from the need to be understood. You are too complex to be understood. You are a mystery and a wonderment of God that is constantly unfolding. You do not know exactly what you are going to do or be in the next moment. You surprise yourself each moment. God lost the mold He used to create you, so there is no one else like you. There can neither be anyone to be compared to you, nor can you be understood by or through another person's standards. You are a mystery to be explored, a gift that is being unwrapped. You are simply unique in every way. Embrace the mystery that you are and pray to understand you. No one owes you understanding, and no one is to be blamed for not understanding you. No one who does not know your complete past can understand you. All people interpret you according to their limited knowledge and experience, and that is all right. It is your duty to discover you and explain you. Catch a new you in each moment. The sun has no need to be understood. It simply shines, and we interpret it by using it in various forms of technology. It is unrealistic to expect to be understood. The measure of understanding. Give thanks if someone captures a glimpse of you in their understanding, and be grateful if you understand something of someone for a moment. What you understand in a moment about someone is a gift of God to you. Give thanks for that gift, but do not use it as a measure to understand that person in the future, because all people are changing moment by moment. A person is made up of 46 chromosomes, which carry the genes of many generations. The life pattern of a generation may surface at any time in a person's life, and there is no means of predicting that. The mystery of life is to make yourself understood, if even for a moment. For this to happen, you must be able to express yourself without the expectation that the other person will understand you. The other person must also be free from his past and its prejudices in order to be available to understand you. It is a divine gift to make yourself be understood. In making your divine complexity be understood, you bring yourself the gift of knowing yourself. However, a need to be understood causes strain, which blocks your psychic pathways and thus blocks your wisdom, and you need wisdom to explain the complex you. The need to be understood, therefore, makes you unavailable to be understood. Think of the pretenses you use in an attempt to be understood. The need to be understood advertises something that is unlike you, and this makes it difficult for you to be understood. For example, when you are preoccupied with what you want to say in a conversation while the other person is still speaking, you may be pretending to listen, but you do not hear all that is said. When you eventually get the chance to speak, you may be out of sync with what the other person was saying. What you then say may cause the other person to wonder where you are coming from. This creates confusion. Being preoccupied made you unavailable to hear or be heard. Similarly, needing to be understood makes you unavailable to understand or be understood. To understand and be understood, make yourself available by releasing yourself from the need to be understood. Release yourself from the need to be understood. Then you will be available to understand and be understood. The need to be pleased. Similarly, release yourself from the need to be pleased. No one can please you. When you are pleased, it happens because you accepted the offer of someone's best. It is your acceptance that pleased you. All people are on their authentic journey doing the best they know. When you are displeased, it speaks of the mystery that you are. It is your call to find out from yourself the frequency you need to vibrate from in order to relate to the other person. You are a field of infinite frequencies. For every situation, there is a frequency in you that enables you to relate to that situation. You may observe, for example, that when you are upset, you do not find pleasure even in the most joyful events. In that state, you have shifted your frequency. Be in the state of, I am tuning myself to be pleased, and you will. Release yourself from the need to be pleased. Reclaiming your love energy. The love you feel is a gift from God. Celebrate it. Often you destroy this gift by expecting the love you give to be reciprocated. The love you feel heals and rejuvenates you. The cells of your body rejoice when you wash them in the energy of love. Do it. Loving someone does not require the person to reciprocate. To expect the other person to do so is to turn the love energy into curse energy. You feel bitter when the love you are expecting to be reciprocated is not forthcoming. That bitterness wounds the cells of your body, hurts your feelings, and blurs your thinking. Love is the elixir of life that heals and rejuvenates you. When someone or something activates it, you have been blessed through that person, condition, or thing. You must give yourself the space and time to celebrate it. The love you have for someone is your personal possession. Even if the person you love is not conscious of your love, you have found your secret elixir, and the love you feel is important to you. Love does not necessarily result in a relationship. You may nurse love for billions of souls, and that enlarges and enriches you. You may be divorced, but you must not lose the love that once existed in your relationship. That is your possession. The love energy you activate in you varies from person to person in color and force, and each expression of love enriches you in a special and unique way. Be available to enjoy the love you give away. The love you give away, you keep. The love you give away is the only love you need. That love is unique in nature and vibration, and it is impossible for anyone to match it or reciprocate it. Be still and enjoy the magic you feel in love, for its energy is as unique as yourself. When you release the person you love to be himself or herself, then there is no pretense. And if the person gives his or her attention to another, so be it. Because you love that person, you feel good that what you love is in great joy. You simply enjoy the joy of the one you love. Love freely and do not put measurements to it. Feel the goodness of the love you feel and let it honor you. You wanted to be sure that you are loved for you to love. In so doing, you stopped yourself from loving. You have practiced stopping yourself from loving for so long that you need to heal. Let your love flow out freely. Let it touch all men, beasts, animals, trees, and the elements. Let your love swell to touch the center of the universe. Release yourself from the need to experience reciprocation of your love. What motivates you? Check the motivation for your love. You are motivated either by a sense of self-acceptance or by a need to be accepted because you fear rejection. You are motivated either by love or by anger and fear. You are motivated either by the drive to give out love or to receive love. You are motivated either by a vision of possibilities or by a fear of lack. What is motivating you is what you eventually experience. When you release yourself from the need to be understood, you accept yourself. You walk into a crowd confidently, knowing that it is okay even if you are not understood. You love yourself, and this enables you to be conscious of the love that surrounds you as well as the love you give out. The release from the need to be understood frees you from the need to defend yourself. Your self-image is universal and is ever-changing. A meaning of rejection. Fear is one of the greatest diseases of mankind, and one of the greatest fears of all time is the fear of rejection. Rejection makes you feel unwanted, unaccepted, not belonging to, defeated, and shamed. The application of this principle gives you instant dominion over rejection. It provides you with a new meaning of it. Rejection, for the most part, is advertisement of the other person's ignorance, imploring you to prepare the right medication for it. What people cannot understand, they laugh at or scorn, using their laughter as a cover-up for their ignorance. In fact, they are demonstrating their own ignorance and inferiority. Many people may reject you for what they reject in themselves. Check it out. What people do not like in themselves is what they see and reject in others, so you are not the target. For fear of rejection, you may stop yourself from being or doing the good you are capable of, or you may stop sharing the truth you believe in. Rejection by others may actually be evidence that your wisdom, experience, or expertise is superior to theirs. It is also the confirmation of the mystery and magic that you are. Therefore, do not stop yourself from being what you are or doing what you know is best. In doing your best, you may sometimes get things wrong, and that is also okay, because in realizing the error you become wiser than you have ever been before, and that is wonderful. Rejection cannot stop you. Listen to the cry for help in rejection and be willing to design new ways of providing solutions. A healthy person would not reject you when you are wrong, but instead would support you in learning. If people reject you when you are wrong about something, they are rejecting what is wrong in themselves that they cannot live with. A person who tells lies is suspicious of the stories of other people and considers them as possible lies. The rejection of your story is the rejection by that person of his own lying attitude, the practice of understanding. Again, when you release yourself from the need to be understood, forgiveness automatically results. To release yourself, return in your mind to the past, revisit all events in which you were misunderstood or felt so. In each event, simply say with inner knowing, I release myself from the need to be understood. Freed from the need to be understood, what is the taste, sound, smell, feel, and vision of that event? Make this your 15-minute morning meditation. Your past will be forgiven, releasing your locked-up spiritual energy previously trapped in pain. Dreamers and their calling. Dreamers are those who are open to the universal intelligence that is pouring itself out into manifestation. They capture universal ideas that grow in them into realities. To dream is to have clear and vivid mental and emotional picture of a possible reality. It is a clear knowing of what is possible yet not manifest. The dream does not belong to the dreamer. It belongs to God, the universal intelligence, and as such is always bigger than the dreamer. Sadly, many people lose touch with their magnificence because they abandon their dreams for fear of not being understood. The dream is in the mind of the dreamer, and no one sees the dream. Therefore, it is normal if you are not understood. If your dream makes you lose friends and the understanding of men, if it looks enormous and impossible of achievement, if its enormity sometimes frightens you, makes your bones shake and quake, then you know for certain that you have a big dream calling you into the expansion of yourself. If it feels frightening, huge, or impossible, if it feels dangerous and out of place, then you have a dream and a calling to manifest it. Give it all your internal and external resources. In so doing, God is glorified as you. Dream the impossible, then ask yourself, why not? And move into action, never looking back. The dream calls you to work. If you see the possibility and no one else sees it, then you have a calling to bring it forward to manifestation and to the awareness of other people. It is impossible for a feather to remain flying or suspended in space. Someone dreamt of flying, and today a whole village could fly in an aircraft across oceans. Just 20 years ago, it was impossible to conceive of the cellular phone. Today it is a reality, and you can talk with your loved ones across the distances. It is not a calling if what you want to achieve is common knowledge. Feel special and do your dream, and do not be anxious about being successful. Be faithful, for your success is with spirit. The success of great dreams cannot be measured by human yardsticks. Success is not about numbers, volume, or human patronage. It is about the quality of your spirit. The magnitude of the dream speaks of the magnitude of respect the universe has for you, and you cannot deny yourself the opportunity to expand yourself. The bigger the dream is, the bigger the opportunity to enlarge your own soul. Be sure to do it, and do it well, with passion and life force. Such dreams are supported by the entire universe. No fulfillment of a dream goes unrewarded. You must live for something. Let it make a difference that you lived. If need be, die for your dream. It's a transient life. Thunder through it. Such are the souls who leave a legacy of wealth in their names to the extent that the mere mentioning of their names brings joy and life to all who utter it and to all who hear it. When you see the dream of the dreamer, then you are a co-dreamer, and in that you have a calling and an equal responsibility as the dreamer to make it happen. The dreamer has only tuned you to the dream in the universal intelligence. In the same way that all radios may tune into a station and receive the same information, you are tuned in. If the first dreamer happens to sleep, you have the role of carrying on. If the first dreamer is active in fulfilling the dream, you are to be his partner in making it happen. Remember that you have an equal responsibility to make the dream happen. Do not be in the shadow of the first dreamer. Be the catalyst, and if need be, run the vehicle. I am one of such dreamers. I have a dream that many may consider crazy. I believe that I can cause a mass change in the world to produce true world peace in my lifetime. When I look at where the world is today, it seems really impossible, and it frightens me to think that I may die without accomplishing this. I have prayed, researched into the human spirit, discovered workable principles like the ones you find in this book, and developed tools to make this dream happen. I have developed a program known as Growing the Empowered Child for cleansing children from fear and anger and restoring them to their sense of uniqueness. I intend to make this program available to every home. Everyone who gets a taste of the program agrees that it will heal and change the world for peace. I have co-dreamers who are supporting me in spreading the word, but the progress is too slow for my liking, and I spend sleepless nights fine-tuning the programs for mass education. In spite of all of the setbacks, I have no doubt that this planet will see peace in my lifetime, and by your reading of this book, I know that you are part of the team. I will neither be stopped, nor can I stop myself. I would rather do something great and not succeed than do nothing. My clear conviction is that I will succeed.
Dream. Do your dream, and remember that it is okay not to be understood. A release and empowerment program on understanding. 1. Allow your eyes to close and make this statement several times. I release myself from the need to be understood. I am a mystery to be discovered. You may substitute this statement with any that inspired you when you read through this principle.
2. As you make the statement, listen to your life and notice what past events this is addressing. 3. When you find an event this statement is addressing, locate yourself at the beginning of that event. To be sure you are in that event, notice what you are seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and feeling. While in that event, make the statement several times. Look into the faces of the person or persons involved and make that statement. 4. Repeat the above 3 steps several times, allowing them to address other cuds or to stimulate abilities. 5. Open your eyes, then make the release statement below several times. You may add to the statement as your spirit directs. The release practice.
I return to the past and successfully release all who misunderstood me. And I release myself from all moments of feeling misunderstood. I release all abuses I experienced, knowing that no one intends evil for me. Everyone acted on their limited knowledge and experience. The abuse is not meant against me. It is the advertisement of people's maturity and their cry for me to do something more. Lessons on the principle of understanding. 1. You are a mystery. You cannot be fully understood.
2. You don't understand yourself, so it is not possible for others to understand you. 3. What you understand of a person in a moment is a gift from life. Celebrate it, but do not use that as a measurement of what they must be in the future.
4. It is okay if you do not understand others. Just enjoy them and the magic and mystery of the moment. 5. Needing to be understood makes you unavailable to understand or be understood.
6. You do not need the love of the other person to love him or her. Your love is your rich possession. Nurse and celebrate it. Benefits of Principle 3. 1. It restores confidence and the sense of freedom. You move easily into a group and speak your mind or take your action because you are not disturbed by whether the people in the group understand you or not. 2. This practice makes you creative and unafraid to experiment several times because you are uninfluenced by people's opinions. 3. You are passionately joyful because you participate in the mystery and the magic of the moment, and you celebrate the wonderment that everyone is. 4. You are authentic.